Hi there, I'm Haruka. Well, it looks like that time of year again. Time for a whole new season of anime to talk about and almost immediately ignore half the shows I talk about. Last time around, I got some stuff wrong, but I did get some stuff right. That's just how it is on this bitch of an earth. Anyway, I'll get into that during my season recap. Right now, the most important thing is that we're getting even more anime. I'm bringing back the 4 categories I had last time with a bonus category shoved in there because there were some that didn't really fit in with the others that I wanted to mention. So there's these shows other people like and I probably won't watch that I have to mention for legal reasons. Then these shows I might watch because it looks cool that I might watch, but I make no promise to. The shows I knew nothing about beforehand, but I'm now very interested in because that's kind of the point of this whole video. Then a secret tool we'll need later because I haven't used that meme enough lately. And finally, the shows I'm actually really interested in and I'm suggesting that you watch because I can get excited about things. I'm allowed that much. So first, shows that other people like. Slime Isekai Season 2 Part 2. As is my rule, I don't watch sequels unless I've seen the original, and I honestly don't know if I'll ever get around to watching the first season. They've already had a Slice of Life spin-off last season, I think. I also heard that there's some neat trade negotiations in there, and you know that the one Star Wars movie I always begged my parents to let me watch was Episode 2. That is not a joke. Also, I already used that joke last time. Love Live Superstar. Love Live is doing a thing again, so that's cool. Remake! Honestly, my first thought seeing the poster was that this was going to be a real honest attempt at a Hantsu X Trash adaptation and not the shitty wannabe hentai OVA they actually made. Then I took a closer look and realized that this is just the result of Yuri on Ice and Free having the hottest, steamiest night of yaoi passion a fujoshi could dream of. This isn't because of what I imagine is going to be a lot of yaoi in this show, but actually because the art style looks like it's going to strive to reach the same amazing visual quality that both of those shows reached. Legit, I might actually watch it if the animation is as good as I'm expecting it to be, but I will not watch it during the season because that's too much for me. Shows I'll probably pay attention to. Heian Serai no Iraten Tachi. I don't know anything about this show. Something about demons being woken up and deities fighting. I put this here because this show has too many strong people backing it to ignore. The writer is Amahara, who wrote Interspecies Reviewers and the honestly amazing Teiso Gyakuten Sekai manga. Check out Sid Snap's video on it. The artist is Cool Kyo Shinja, which is a name you probably should recognize because they made Kobayashi Dragon Maid and the adorable Dana ga nani wo iteru ka wakaranai gen. And on series comp, the one who puts everything together in a coherent way is Hiroshi Seko, the guy who did the same thing for Mob Psycho 100, Vinland Saga, Banana Fish, Dorohedoro, and the final season of Attack on Titan. This show has a pedigree behind it, which puts it in pole position as a sleeper hit going into the season. It's got an unassuming name and unassuming art, but if it can pack an ecchi punch like both the writer and artist are known for, and Seko can put it all together in a coherent story, then it's gonna be pretty good. Shinigami Bochan Tokuro Maid. It's the classic Midas touch story, except instead of gold, everything this kid touches dies. It's actually a love story between this cursed boy and his maid, similar to the recent teasing trope we've seen, except a lot more wholesome, which I cannot say from experience because this is just the vibe I got from reviews for the manga. It does look fun, but I think I'll forget about it the moment the season starts. The whole bitch of an earth thing. Sunny Boy. This is actually an original from Madhouse created by the director of the first season of One Punch, Space Dandy, and the original Horimiya OVA. Also, the character designer from Perfect Blue is involved for some reason. It looks like a story about a bunch of kids getting superpowers. I don't watch film, I read vibes. And on vibes, I think this show might get big. Madhouse has a pretty decent track record in general, so depending on what service it's showing on, the show could do some numbers. It also doesn't look like something I'm personally interested in, but you might want to check it out if high school kids getting superpowers is your thing. Now, shows I know nothing about but kinda wanna watch now that I hear about them. Bokotachi no Remake. A game developer loses his job, has a nervous breakdown, then travels back in time to right when he started college. That nervous breakdown and losing his job thing is relatable in an uncomfortable way. Anyway, already a college setting is much more fun to me than the constant stream of high school settings. There's a reason why high school is used so often, and I can't get into it right now. Someday I'll make a video about it, but college works well too, and the characters are also of age. It's from the same studio that made Origairu, Galko-chan, and Kiss X Sis, which honestly makes me more confused about how to feel about this studio. They also made Takashi Kashi, and my personal favorite, Bikini Warriors. Yes, I watched all episodes of that show, including the OVAs and special episodes. With a studio that essentially majored in ecchi, this feels like Real Life, but the college version. The guy is probably going to rediscover his love for game development or whatever, or maybe he just finds a new path. All I know is that he's definitely going to fall in love with one or more of the girls, and we will probably get ecchi content. Uramichi Onisan. Basically, it's just Steve from Blue's Clues having a full-on nervous breakdown, still relatable, as he teaches children the horrors of becoming an adult. It's a funny gap comedy I think is very similar to some Western shows where you have some very deeply unhappy people working on a children's show where everyone has to be cheerful. I feel like there's gonna be some similar vibes to Amagi Brilliant Park, but less about the show itself needing to succeed, and more about the people making the show struggling to live with their weird double life. Shiroi Suna no Aquatop. A girl runs away from being an idol to instead work at an aquarium in Okinawa. This is an original from PA Works, whose original works includes Shirobako, Sakura Quest, and Angel Beats. I've only actually seen Shirobako out of those three, but I've heard good things about the other two. I don't know where this show is going exactly, but it feels like something of a slow-paced drama that will be spending more time as a slice of life as the drama develops around the everyday life of this runaway idol. Also, I get strong Yuri undertones from this, and I hope I won't be disappointed. Speaking of Yuri, here's the extra special category I added. Dumb shit I'm gonna watch because I'm a person who watches dumb shit. We actually didn't have very many of these shows last season, but this is what I watched because I don't want to think too hard. Kageki Shoujo. It's about a theater school for girls, specifically musical theater. Something I have no experience in, despite my best attempts when I went to 3 practices for a school play where I had a major part in an ensemble song, but was forced to drop out because of my grades. True story. This school, because it's all girls, runs like the reverse of a Shakespearean era theater. That means all roles are played by girls. The main story is between the girl who plays the lead female roles and the girl who plays the lead male roles. There are flowers on this poster. It is absolutely, completely, utter Yuri bait, and I cannot resist that siren song. If there is no Yuri, I will riot. Kanojo mo Kanojo. This is just the story of a guy and his mistress trying to convince his girlfriend that polygamy is pretty neat. Somehow this garbage is coming from Tezuka Productions. The Tezuka Productions. The original anime studio who made Astro Boy and Dororo have picked up this show. More recently, they made the first season of Quintessential Quintuplets back when the girls were thick, and legitimately the greatest Yuri anime ever made, Adachi to Shiramura. So they're getting back on their feet with some good stuff. And now they've placed their hopes on a story about a guy convincing his girlfriend that it's not cheating as long as he's wearing socks. It's the dumbest trash ecchi known to man, and I will watch this religiously. Megami Ryo no Ryobokun. A Shota somehow becomes the dorm mother of a girls' college dorm. Yeah, that's the plot. The studio has done pretty much nothing of note except for the one yandere show that I see everywhere for some reason. It's harem, it's ecchi, do I gotta say anything else? Plus, it's another college story. Although, judging by the manga cover versus the anime poster, it looks like the thickness got nerfed, so I am already disappointed. Still gonna watch. And finally, shows I'm actually very interested in watching and I am suggesting to you, the audience. Kobayashi-san's Dragon Maid Season 2. Kobayashi Dragon Maid is back. The absolute comfort food of anime. It will make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. This season introduces the newest anime character set to be cancelled by Twitter, Eruru, which... You know, I'm not gonna argue about this. I read the manga, it takes a while for her to be anything other than horny. Look, I'm just happy that KyoAni is getting back on its feet after the tragedy and is back to doing what they do best, and that's delivering adorable anime to people who just want to smile again. Jahi-sama won't be discouraged. This one's for the manga readers. Jahi is a demon, but the demon world's been destroyed. So she's trying to figure out how to live in the human world while also working towards rebuilding the demon world. And despite having been second in command in the demon world, she is not very good at this. In fact, she can't even hold a normal appearance any longer than her work shift at the bar she works at because her landlady's sister is a nice woman. This is another show that might get random hate from Twitter, which is annoying. But overall, this is a fun, cute comedy. The manga is fun and has a solid blend of comedy and story. I can only hope that the adaptation carries that through. Last up is My Next Life as a Villainess Season 2. I am the most excited for this because the first season was absolutely legendary for the way it defied normal harem and isekai conventions. Please watch the first season because it's just amazing. This season looks to be about adding even more targets to Bakurina's harem. With her apparently having gotten past the point where her character was supposed to have died or been exiled, I'm not sure how they're going to go with this season. All I know is that I'm going to have a good time watching this. And that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about for this season. Once again, there's more anime than this coming out in the season, but if I don't care now, I'm not going to force myself to write about it. If something impresses me, it'll go in the recap. Speaking of recaps, the season recap will be coming in the next production cycle of what I do, so wait on that for a bit. I'm recording this while things are still ongoing, and I want to wait until finales happen before I make any sort of decision. Thank you for watching. I have a Patreon made up of 2 really nice people who give me money when I ask for it, and you should also like and subscribe because I make a video every week. I'm gonna look for more ecchi Yuri because that's clearly all I want to do anymore.